everybody and welcome to W3L Wrestling Showdown here on the W3L network. I am Stevie Wizard. Thank you for being part of this, subscribing, all the usual stuff, because yes, we are racing towards Wrestlution 10, our biggest event of the year, our biggest event of the decade, which happens on September 30th at the Brunton in Musselburgh. If you want tickets for this event, and why wouldn't you, they're available now from our website W3LWrestling.com. Get them there, use the word Showdown as a coupon code, and you can have 20% off them. And when you think about the matches that we've already announced, that being the heavyweight title match, Joey Legend versus Joe Coffey, and the battle between Mike Musso and Nathan Reynolds, those are two phenomenal reasons to make sure you are at the Brunton in September to see Wrestlution 10. Now, speaking of Mike Musso, he'll be in action this week on Wrestling Showdown. He's going to be facing a man that he has battled numerous times in the past year. That man is one third of the Contingency plan, Dickie Divers. Both of these men, they're more than willing to take any opportunity to do some damage to the other one. But the question has to be, Mike Musso is very focused on his match with Nathan Reynolds. He has a lot to prove to himself and to the wrestling fan base. Will this preparation cause him to overlook Dickie Divers, a man who, quite frankly, you should never underestimate? There's only one way for us to find out. That's by going to ringside for this week's match.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown, and it's a singles battle this week between two men that you could easily say are arch enemies. Of course, in the black and pink we have Dickie Divers, a member of the Contingency plan. Opposite him in the camouflage is the merchandise Mike Musso. And let's be honest, if you follow W3L, even if you're just a semi-regular viewer of Wrestling Showdown, you will be aware of the war, and it really has been a war between the Contingency plan and Mike Musso and Nathan Reynolds as well. It has raged throughout W3L for well over 1 full year. Of course, in 7 Deadly Sins 2015, the Contingency plan put all their schemes into one operation, conspired to prevent Musso from winning the tournament, and that kicked off all the battles that they've had since. They've exchanged the tag team title, they've fought in numerous kind of matches, and it shows no sign of abating. At 7 Deadly Sins this year, Musso defeated Dickie Divers in a quarter-final match, so there's some animosity there, as if there wasn't enough already. And Musso getting the early advantage of the strength there. Divers saying that his hair was pulled, and we know from watching Divers previously on the Showdown, he will use every trick in the book to gain an advantage. Such a versatile athlete, but can cheat with the best of them. And now messing up the hair of Kurt, the referee. I'm not sure you won't be running your hands through that, but anyway. Another collar elbow tie up, and Musso just steps out the way, and Divers goes face first. And he's very precious about his face. And these two men, like I say, have battled umpteen times. When Mike Musso was last on Wrestling Showdown, it was back in May, he actually wrestled James Scott, of course another member of the Contingency plan. He lost on that night to James Scott, thanks of course to the Contingency plan and their many cheating ways. And right there, Divers thought he had the advantage, but ran right into the brick wall that is Mike Musso. Divers hasn't been seen here since April, when he and Taylor Bryden faced the Coffey brothers for the Tag Team Championship. See Divers winding up the audience, he's so good at that. It just gives him the opportunity to rest a bit, to gain a few moments of breath. He's now thrown Musso off whatever plan he had, he's now chasing him round the ring. And I don't want to say he's falling right into Divers' trap. These two men know each other really well, so you would think they'd be a step ahead of each other. However, each man can always pull something out the bag. Musso's got at least 6 years more experience than Divers has. Divers is more willing to bend and break the rules than Musso generally will. So you think they'll be able to find something each. and what they can do to gain the advantage over the other. See Divers that drop kick. Musso's trying to shrug it off. They're fighting around the building, it looks like, and right in the apron. As I'm sure you know, that's the hardest part of the ring. There's no padding at that bit. It is just solid metal beams. How Musso blocks it, and Divers takes the apron. See him stumbling right around the ring again. Obviously, he can only finish this inside the ring. And Musso wants not just a dominant defeat of Divers here, not just a clean pin or a clean submission, whatever. Not just simply to get another one over in the contingency plan. But if you saw just 2 weeks ago in the House of Smith, Musso's challenged his good friend Nathan Reynolds to a match at Wrestlution 10 coming up at the end of September. And he wants to enter that match with momentum on his side because, as you know, Musso and Reynolds know each other so well. It's going to be such an amazing contest between the two of them. It can go back and forth. And speaking of going back, Musso and Divers have left the building. They've gone through the entranceway. Hang on, here they come. And Divers getting launched and gets caught as he jumped off the apron. Sneaky tactic by Divers, trying to use momentum there to gain a springboard off the ring apron, but it didn't work out. So Musso wants momentum on his side because his match with Nathan Reynolds is going to go back and forth. Both men have come so close to beating other on numerous occasions, and it means so much personally to each man. So Musso wants this momentum, wants this run of victories to lead up to Wrestlution, as I'm sure Nathan Reynolds wants as well. As he goes in for the cover on Divers, but Divers kicking out. Now remember last year at Wrestlution 9, Musso and Reynolds won the main event against Taylor Bryden and Dickie Divers in that double title match. So Divers would love to be in a prime match at Wrestlution 10 as well. He can't be in the main event. That of course is Joe Coffey versus Joe E. Legend. As he runs right in the boot of Musso, but Divers could still be in a strong contest, assuming he gets a decent victory here over Mike Musso this week, who hits the clothesline in for the cover. But yet again, Divers proving his resilience. What will the contingency plan be doing at Wrestlution? We'll find out in the weeks to come here on Wrestling Showdown, I am sure. See Divers held on the ropes and moves out the way, and Musso gets caught. Those long legs of his, sometimes to his detriment. Went for that big kick. Divers got him hooked in the ropes. It's kicked away at the leg. Musso's slow to get up, but hang on, he's got hold of Divers and nails with a blunt force trauma right on the head. Divers went head first at the canvas. Kurt makes the 3 count and is all over, bar the shouting. So Mike Musso scores a big victory over Dickie Divers, hitting with the blunt force trauma. It's a big victory over the contingency plan, and it's going to give Musso some much needed momentum as he rolls on towards Wrestlution 10 this week here on Wrestling Showdown.
Momentum is clearly on Mike Musso's side as he defeats Dickie Divers this week on Wrestling Showdown, and that will stand him in good stead as he races along with all of us towards Wrestlution 10 on September 30th at the Brunton in Musselburgh. Of course, Mike Musso has challenged his good friend, his tag team partner, Nathan Reynolds, to a match. These two men will meet to determine just who the better man is. And if you want to find out who that man will be, make sure you're at the Brunton by going to W3Lwrestling.com and getting your tickets from there. The main event of that show, of course, will be for the heavyweight title. The champion, Joe E. Legend, will be facing the man who won this year's 7 Deadly Sins tournament, Joe Coffey. This is a match the whole world wants to see. And guess what? I can reveal to you that next week, here on Wrestling Showdown, in 7 days' time, Joe Coffey and Joey Legend will go face to face on the House of Smith, and they will officially sign the contract for their match at Wrestlution 10. This is going to be an historic episode, ladies and gentlemen, so if you've not subscribed, do so as soon as is humanly possible. Visit our website for all the details you can need to know about Wrestlution, including getting your tickets there. Give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown, and clear your schedules, because in 7 days' time, in addition to more top wrestling action, we have got the main event contract signing as Joey Legend meets Joe Coffey on the House of Smith. We'll see you then.